Pitsch, the principal here at South Park Middle School. It was originally 1904 build, so we're 120 years here in the building. Obviously additions over the years added on. You're getting the creaking, the cracking, things are breaking. The age really does play a factor, and repairs. We have phenomenal maintenance staff. We had to replace a couple floors over in the art classroom because the floors are actually splintering up so bad that we had to put new linoleum tiles in over the top of that because we almost had a couple injuries. Even if you walk into our gym, those big concrete steps, it's a cool, like, old bowl feel, but it's definitely a safety hazard that we're constantly worried about with kids, with community members coming in. There were some safety pieces with the windows. They did an assessment on it, and they really just said it would be best just to secure them all shut at this point in time. We then had to manage the heat in that space, so keeping the windows closed, we don't have the breeze, the drafts throughout there, just kind of keeping kids cool. So if it is super hot out, especially in the fall and the spring, we have to relocate kids off that third floor. Getting to the library, the cafeteria, some of our music rooms are on the first floor, just to provide some of that relief. Air conditioning would be ideal, but adding it to an older building on this side, that would be really challenging, but in a new building, obviously having air conditioning, heating, so you're able to keep it consistent, keep the humidity out. Kids are just able to focus better. And obviously we want all of our kids engaged in the classroom learning and being able to be as focused as possible. When you talk about accessibility of an older building, adding elevators and tramways on over the years, so different tramways on the back side of the buildings. Students in wheelchairs would have to access different classrooms that way, or if they're going downstairs to art classroom, they come in the back door of the classroom. So from an accessibility standpoint, from physical limitations, it causes the social piece really of how am I passing with my peers, making those connections, those relationships, and if you're doing that by yourself in a back hallway, it's not a great environment. These older classrooms over here are original. So our classrooms are small. I know it's about 180 square feet less than the recommended size. So when we're having 27-ish kids in a classroom at a time, to get them collaborative like we want them to do in class, of up, moving, learning, engaging in different discussions, it's just challenging because we're on top of each other at times. So obviously a larger space would make kids feel more comfortable. The ability to be able to get up and do some of those different engagement pieces would just be easier. Space definitely does help tremendously when you're talking about collaboration and engagement within the classroom. If you really have the ability to design around that, so if you have a four-station gym, if you have the ability to have some updated lab spaces, if you have the ability to have a media center where you can have different meetings and have different community events, you're just able to have people access the space. At the end of the day, I want all kids to feel safe, comfortable, able to learn inside this space. Any understanding of the situation matters to our whole school community.